To express that John is excited to teach children about the benefits of exercise would be an understatement of what he truly is all about. It does not require being in his presence for an extended period of time to quickly realize that his programs entail much more than physical exercise. Through conversations and activities, John both teaches and models self-discipline, self-esteem, direction following, nutrition, goal setting, and teamwork. I cannot begin to adequately emphasize the care, compassion, and respect that John displays for a diverse student population.
John separates himself as a top-notch educator who constantly encourages and inspires his students. I have observed John many times in the hall giving a student a high five or joking around with them. He always makes all the kids feel important and valued, especially the students who are not necessarily the standout athletes. He demonstrates a sincere interest in their lives. The students' self-confidence is enhanced and they do things they never thought they could do.
I have consistently found John to be an authentic individual who lives out what he teaches every day. I also believe this genuineness is easily recognized by his students, as he makes each of them, as individuals, feel as though they are important and valued contributors of the Harvey Dunn family. Harvey Dunn Elementary and the Sioux Falls School District are blessed to have him as an educator.
Amy is a master teacher in the classroom. I have noticed over the past 7 years that in our math department, Amy's semester tests consistently lead those of her collaborative team, and her collaborative team scores consistently lead the district. I've not only been impressed with Amy's abilities and hard work, but I have also been inspired. She is one of Washington's very best, and an integral reason Washington is such a great place to learn and grow.
Amy Shander is an exceptionally talented and motivated teacher. She is a master teacher who works not only with the upper ability students, but also those students who struggle with math or learning in general. She always places the students' needs before her own. She is positive, inspiring, and makes learning an exciting experience. She has a heart for students and learning. She is a professional who has the respect from all and who is a treasured leader.
I've had some amazing teachers who excelled at their work. One teacher who stood out to me, even among many outstanding teachers, was Mrs. Shander. The first semester I was in her class, there were only 16 students. We received a lot of personal help, which I thought was because of the small class size. However, when I was switched to a class of almost 30 kids, Mrs. Shander devoted the same amount of personal help to each student. I realized then that Mrs. Shander cared about how well each of us was learning. Mrs. Shander is an excellent teacher because she puts in the extra work needed to make all of her students successful.
Deb is one of the most talented educators I have observed, as she is able to instruct her students while at the same time monitoring, encouraging, and reinforcing positive behaviors. Deb's lessons are planned to engage the most disenchanted learners. While focusing on content standards, she uses real-life examples in the classroom. Students enjoy learning in Mrs. Peterson's classroom because they experience success. Deb truly cares about each of her students. She is always positive in her interactions, bringing out the unique strengths in each child. It is an honor and privilege to work with her.
Deb Peterson's passion is very evident in everything she does for her kids. This classroom has many challenges, but with her ability to understand each student's strengths, each child shines with pride, and the students have a great respect for her as well as a want-to-succeed attitude. She has brought a love and respect to a classroom that would be a huge undertaking in any other school setting. She uses all of the resources available to enhance the learning experience for student and parent alike.
I commend Mrs. Peterson's ability to remain positive and optimistic. She has the strength and ability to process each and every choice the students make. thus creating a classroom environment of constant teachable moments. This is a rich opportunity for students to gain the self-confidence, self-control, and self-discipline necessary to be successful outside of the classroom. Mrs. Peterson is an asset to Horace Mann Elementary, the Sioux Falls School District, and the South Dakota teaching profession.
Mr. Marty takes teaching to heart. He teaches his students by modeling and encouraging kindness, strong character, respect, hard work, compassion, and a love of life and learning. The class laughs much, works hard, and accomplishes more than imaginable. My daughter comes home from school nearly every day and tells us something Mr. Marty said or did, a kindness he showed to a student, something funny he did, that he played foursquare for recess, or about a little note of inspiration he quietly left on the desk for a student. Most days she ends her story with, "I love Mr. Marty."
He challenges young minds to explore ideas, to discuss and question each other, and to develop understanding through the hands-on experiences he brings to the classroom, or when he takes his class into the world. Dean Marty is a humble man of integrity who left another career to become a teacher so he could make a difference in the lives of his students. Frequently, he invites me to visit to see what is happening in his class, and I always leave wishing I were his student. He is an exemplary teacher who is worthy of this honor.
For a field trip, we went to Newton Hills to learn about populations and ecosystems. Mr. Marty set up a giant compass course to teach us how to orienteer and set up little dig sites to have us turn over logs and search for insects. For Mr. Marty, the word teaching does not mean handing out worksheets. It means hands-on activities that teach us how to work together along with completing the task. He doesn't just teach us math, science, and reading, but how to be good people.
Nicole is devoted to her profession. She arrives very early and is not uncommon to receive an email from her late into the night. Personally, my son has progressed significantly in all academic areas under the guidance of Nicole. He has moved up 12 reading levels and has mastered many new math and writing skills since the start of the year. She builds a very personal rapport with each child. She understands the child, how they learn, what makes them tick, what incentives to use, and the situations that affect the children individually.
Mrs. Garner Fink's classroom is a mecca of amusement and knowledge. Her classroom welcomes young and old alike, and our son is proud and excited to call it his place for learning. She provides the daily structure along with a healthy dose of adventure that engages her students. Most importantly, she does her job each day with a smile on her face and a friendly hug to give to all students, past, present, and future.
Mrs. Gardner Fink never caters to one set of children. The smartest child in the class is never bored, and the slowest child in the class is never left behind. She makes every child feel accepted and loved, and it opens up the possibilities of what these children can learn. Nicole is everything a child could ever want in a teacher, and she is everything a parent wants in a teacher. She has dedicated her life to children, and we must consider ourselves so lucky to have her in the Sioux Falls School District.